I'm just looking at my eyebrows. The lack of. Um, so now I'm live on YouTube. So there we go. But as time progressed, it was like, yeah, I ended up being an early riser. I was the one up at 4 a.m. to go to work for 5 and shit like that. So yeah, people want their coffee in the morning. So being an early riser, that's probably why I love coffee. Yeah, it's almost done. But last night and working with that dragon energy was just phenomenal. And the dreams I had last night and the correlations to do with dragons, um, like 177 scales are on a Chinese dragon. And I had a dream, and I didn't know that. Like I didn't correlate that. And the numbers, it was a lot of sequencings with numbers and information and how it was actually handed to me and given to me. It was totally, totally crazy. Um, Feeling so grounded and energetically contained. Well, we'll get the moon is in Taurus. Da 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 da. So, the transformation working with the dragon energy and doing the diamond and dragon energy is absolutely crazy. Furnace acting up, got the guy coming. Well, at least it's a nice day. I mean, for the furnace to be acting up, it's a nice day. At least it's not like -30 and the furnace goes out. I hate that shit when that happens. I've had it happen in a couple places that we've lived in. I had it in one place when we lived on Temple. The furnace went out and my landlord didn't even call me back. He was a good guy, but a bad guy kind of thing. He was very much a slumlord, right? And and so I ended up having, because it was cold, I had children, and it was some filament or whatever, and I ended up paying it, and I paid it out of my rent, and it caused a whole kerfuffle, but whatever. Um, learning lessons, but anyways, because he wanted to fix it himself. Like, yeah, okay. But this, I gotta say, the new moon meditation last night, I think it was great. We had wonderful conversations. Everybody got their little reading. I feel like it was quite a transformational energy and a movement of energy moving forward, right? Yeah, I have. And he's, and that was part of last night too, with people working with their dragons and doing a meditation and working with the dragons. We're working with the gates and going through the gates and how each gate, and then getting into, there's I don't want to say, but there is this energy that we are coming in to the 24 guardians. And as this energy was coming in about the 24 guardians, that were coming in, which is very interesting because 24 guardians are in Revelation. And I'm just like, well, I didn't know that. I'm not a Bible study girl. I was raised as a Catholic, and Catholics, when I was raised, we didn't read the Bible because we were told not to read the Bible. So Bible study was not a thing at all. So, family birthday. Oh, well, that's fine. You were there having drinks with you're making good, because you have to make it good and show up for your father-in-law. It's a positive thing. Mine shape shifts into different dragons. His name is Manam Mana Manu. I remember asking why he had a Samoan name. Huh, I don't know. Let's see. You're close to that energy. I didn't get a name for my dragon, but his eyes were emerald green. I've done work with dragons before, and I've even had him show up like Dino from the Flintstones. I'm like, why is Dino here? It was like I was on an acid trip, and I don't take acid. So, God, wouldn't that be a trip? I think I'd have to be in a place with some people if I ever did that. Did some hallucinogenics. I know what things have done to me before when I accidentally had stuff. Um, and it was green cake. But this is where I feel like the energy's coming in, the expansion of opportunities are there. And this is where we need, like we're moving through the weekend, like we're moving through with that Aries new moon and into the Mars, the Taurus, the Mars, the Taurus moon. And thank God for that, because Taurus is grounding in something, and there has been something like incredibly hot. I mean, we had the fire, the ignition, and the push. So this this energy of, my daughter's Aries moon, she's an Aries moon at 29 degrees, and she's an Aquarius. Yeah. For those who understand astrology will understand that one, because that's intensity. Mars and Uranus, right? But you know, she's a little bit fiery at times. But this is where I feel like the cosmos is bringing in some focus, some simpli- simplicity, stabilization. And on Sunday, the sun is going to have that 29 degrees on Aries, and the Mars is going to conjunct the sun. Mercury's right there. The moon crosses Uranus. Whoo! And I feel like this is a moment, I have to say, that we have never seen this exact configuration. There is this threshold, and I think many of you are feeling it. You feel the pressure, the urgency. You may feel like you have to figure the whole thing out, and you don't have to figure it all out. That's the trap. When you think that I got to figure out all of this, this is where we take the next 6 months, okay? And the trap, the thing is, well, the trap is taking 6 months of problems this weekend. Like, if you're taking everything in and you're saying, I need to solve this now, all everything that needs to be solved within the next 6 weeks, 6 months, you're gonna overload your system, right? And that's 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 where we don't want you to go, because that's where mistakes can happen. A trap is trying to make 50 moves all at once, and a trap is overthinking yourself into paralysis. So this energy is asking, where are the one or two moves that matter most? That's it. If it's money, what's the next practical step? Right? And if it works, what's the next practical step? If it's relationships, what's the next honest step? Stop trying to solve the whole chessboard, right? Because if you do that, that's hesitation. Move the piece in front of you, then see what happens. Because that Mars that's conjuncting Saturn is concentrated energy. That is not frantic energy. This is discipline energy. This is the blade. A blade cuts clean. Don't try scissors to cardboard and start hacking wildly. I mean, you're just going to make a mess out of everything. You want to make it clean. And that's where the astrology is. One clean cut. And I'll tell you something. If you try to focus or force things right now, if you try to chase, if you try to make something happen before it has ripened, you're going to be extremely frustrated with yourself, because you know with the tarots I pulled, like the Ace of Cup reversed and the Temperance reversed, the universe is saying, you're being guided. You got to trust in that guidance. You got to trust in this unfolding. It's like I know for myself, and I always take myself as an example, because it's easier. It's easier. Like, I can get very, well, things aren't working, things aren't aligning the way that they said they would align, and oh well, let me go back and work at some crazy retail shop again. And I mean, I was shown the last time I worked how much it took out of me, and having the people that worked for me. I mean, of course, yes, I did the hiring, and that's when my son came. You did the hiring. You're the one who hired the crazy ones. But the people I hired, and I'll freely admit this was because I knew them. It was easier, and I hate doing interviews. Long and short of it. I think interview process is just so daunting because sometimes you just know with it meeting the person that no, I don't want to continue this interview with you, kind of thing. And then also it was even though that there are a lot of there are jobs out there for people, but people don't call you back. And I found that very frustrating. Or the ones that did call me back or could not speak English. And some of them didn't even know what a muckluck was. So, they've never heard that word before, and nor could they actually pronounce the word. So, it was like, oh, not to, it just, no. So I just did what I did. But I think that was part of the learning. That's part of what I had to see was, no, this isn't in your alignment anymore. This is not for you. And for me, because my Pisces is the 10th house, when it comes to work, when it comes to things, they dissolve and they change very quickly. And it's very etheric. So my jobs are like, yeah, they might seem mundane and everything, but they dissolve, they change. Crazy things happen when I'm working, right? Either the position is no longer there. Sorry, we dissolved your position. Or some crazy thing and I get fired because I drank a cup of coffee and they called it stealing. Or the store gets shut down. We're not continuing on. We're shutting the store right now today. Bye, it's gone. Or you know, these are the things that happen. And I feel like with this energy, it's like, okay, it's not about pushing. It's not about I'm going back to that because I know it. Because if I go back to it, I know how much it will actually take a lot out of me. So this is a total putting the steps forward and doing what I need to do as my dog starts to bark rapidly and go crazy because the dog upstairs, hey, go crazy upstairs. So there is this, with the universe saying, don't force the flow. Let the flow come. Huge difference. I think, I feel we all need to hear this. You already made the move. You made the decision. So you're stepping on board. And stop second guessing the move you already made. There is no going back into Pisces. Pisces can be, the door is closed and right now, but Pisces can be, oh, well, it could be this and it could be that. And all of these options that are coming in. And this is coming in and saying, no, we're grounding this. And it's in Taurus. So for the next 2 days, it's in Taurus. Uranus is at the end of Taurus, and it's going to be going into Gemini on the 26th. So this is where we got to move with focus, move with awareness and consciousness, and ground it. Like, this is very grounding energy. And I know sometimes with, depending on your sign and that, a lot of times when you're getting into like such fixed energy, right? Fixed energy, it can be very, very overwhelming. And it can be very frustrating because you might be like an immutable sign and now you're in a fixed sign. Like, this energy is all in fixed energy, and it's all in about saying we got to look practically at the moves that we are taking, right? So practically it's a practicality. And so we're moving like Aries with even once the sun goes into Taurus, it's about practicality. It's about what are the moves that you are making? How is this being done? And it's second house, right? Aries is first house, Taurus is second house. So the second house is about money, values. It's about the information, it's the stability. If you just put it right there and I'll grab it. It's about that stability, that of what it is that you are wanting to create and grow. It is about health. Like the health energy comes in into it. So things, relationships, values, and that come in with it. So it's that Taurus energy is a stabilizer and bringing in that stabilization. Aries is the ignition. It's the spark. It's like, here we go. This is what we're doing. Let's go. Taurus comes in and says, okay, now let's stabilize this. Let's really work at this. Now, if it's money, if it's relationships, if it's health, whatever it is, we have to look at what it is that we are now creating and not try and do it, because a bull, if anybody knows any Tauruses don't work fast. They're not fast moving. They are unless the only time a Taurus moves fast is because they love they love love. That's what Tauruses love. They love the love. So with the Taurus energy, when it comes to being a horn dog, that's the bull gets running when it sees a bunch of girls in the other side of the field. It just gets to go and it wants to go. That's when a Taurus starts to move. Otherwise, it ain't gonna move. It ain't gonna go anywhere at all, right? I'm working on losing weight, a weekend, and all good. Woo! Congratulations, Dana. That's awesome. Yeah. And so health and what that health is coming in. Um, so as we're doing it, we're coming into this groundedness. And with Sunday, when the moon hits Uranus, there can be a realization, insights, downloads, right? You could have some really whacked out dreams. So make sure you're writing your dreams down, because that's the whole thing that I've been doing in the last couple months. And where one dream that I had a while ago correlated with the dream I had last night and how they came together and the sequencing of it. It was just like, wow, it was crazy. It was crazy. So the shifts in how you see your future, right, will come in. And but don't let your mind run wild. Like that Mercury Mars can do that. It can go like, oh, la, 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 la. I mean, you got to think of Mercury and Mars like two boys getting together, and they have all these ideas, and they can kind of get out of hand, right? So we don't want things to get out of hand with all of this. This is not where we need to go. This is where you don't chase. And if you want things to come towards you and get aligned, get clear. Take your next right step and let life meet you there. That's how this works. This is not about doing more. This is not about doing what matters, right? It's about doing what matters. It's it's one move, then the next move, and that opens the road. And I really believe this weekend is preparing us for what's what happens next week when Uranus moves into Gemini. Because then, wow, I'm going to say the whole thing is going to pop. There's this new world, new frequency, new games. But first, we got to focus, simple moves, clean energy, clear mind, and letting, the mantra that I got was, I focus my energy where it has power. I release what scatters me. One clear step opens the road. That's the weekend, right? What is your one next move? Let me know. Drop it in the comments. This is where if you want to go deeper with this, with the diamond and the dragon journey is open, and I'd love to have you with us. Because there's just so much unfolding for us all, and this energy is, I feel like it's a gift and a guidance that's coming in to help us through this all. And when you start getting into dragons, I mean, for a lot of people, they can be scary. But I look at like Kuan Yin, rides a dragon. Um, And even with, dragons are mentioned in many sacred texts. They're around, they're on emblems. I mean, uh, if you look at a lot of family, crests, there's, a lot of crests have dragons on it. And the meaning of the dragons and the strength of the dragons, it's so, so cool. Um, so this is where change and transformation is coming in, because the dragons bring that change. They bring that transformation. I mean, even in Chinese horoscope, the only mythical creature is the dragon, right? So I feel like dragons are a very powerful, energetic energy. The dragons, in Chinese mythology also are on the five directions, and north, south, east, and west, and the ether. So the dragons represent as gateways. They're ones that help to protect and guide, and bringing that energy in, it's going to help to guide you, um, with it all. And I feel it's important for us to step into this frequency. It's not a low vibration, it's quite a high vibration in working with them. And because they're so knowledgeable, they're healing too. They have such healing powers to them. And then there's different levels of working with them. My dragon came in to tell me that I'm here to work with truth. I'm just like, yay. And to continue to work with that truth and helping with people and guide them in that truth, so that they're able to land when the world is chaotic and chaos is happening. That truth is that guidance within you, and it helps to keep you going in the directions that you need to go into. There you go. So, if you are wanting to join me with it, let me know. If you're wanting a reading, definitely let's book you in. So today I'm just Steve just brought me breakfast. I'm gonna take it easy, because between the moon readings, and if you want a moon reading, definitely. It wouldn't be today that you would get it. You'd probably get it tomorrow or Monday. Because I could feel that this energy that I just went through, whew, I'm 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 done. I'm just I feel good. I feel positive. But it's like, yeah, it's like, okay, let's just take it easy today, right? Um Looking for R to my reading. It should be in your inbox if you get the moon reading. I think you get your moon reading. Your moon reading should be in your inbox. Um yeah, just have a blessed one, everyone. Okay? I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye. See ya.